You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. Picture this. A woman walks into a mattress store with an unusual mission. Her feet have been killing her ever since a bowling mishap. Yes, really. And her acupuncturist swears a firmer mattress will solve everything. So there she is, testing out a mattress in that slightly awkward way we all do in public, when something bizarre happens. The salesman doesn't just stand politely nearby. No, he actually climbs onto the mattress and lies down right beside her, staring at the ceiling like they're old college roommates reminiscing about the good old days. She's lying there, frozen, thinking, this is weird, right? This is definitely weird. She wants to say something, anything, but the words won't come. Why? Because she doesn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. So instead of speaking up for herself, she literally sneaks out of the store like a spy on a failed mission. Her feet still hurt. The problem isn't solved. But hey, at least she didn't create an awkward moment for a complete stranger who decided to use her as a mattress testing buddy. This hilarious little disaster is actually a perfect window into something much bigger: why so many of us feel completely stuck in life. We're living by invisible rules that we never even agreed to, like we inherited some terrible instruction manual from our ancestors titled, How to Disappoint Yourself, a Family Tradition. The book we're diving into today is basically a middle finger to all those rules. It's called You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, written by Jen Sincero. And listen, this isn't just some book gathering dust on self-help shelves. It's been a total phenomenon, spending years on bestseller lists, selling millions of copies, and getting translated into more languages than most of us can count. Here's what makes Jen Sincero's story so relatable. She wasn't some enlightened guru living in a pristine mountaintop monastery. She was eating dollar tacos in a sketchy apartment, wondering why her life felt like watching paint dry. She had these occasional flashes of, I could be so much more than this, sandwiched between long stretches of meh. Her transformation from that apartment to globe-trotting coach and best-selling author is what this book is all about. It's the journey from passively wanting your life to change to actively deciding it will change. Big difference. By the time we're done here, you're going to understand the sneaky forces that have been running your life like puppet strings, what Sincero calls the big snooze. And more importantly, you'll have the keys to wake yourself up, tap into your power, and finally start living that awesome life that's been waiting for you this whole time. When you first showed up on planet Earth, you were basically perfect. You didn't stress about tomorrow or obsess over yesterday. You didn't stand in front of mirrors criticizing your thighs or questioning whether you were enough. You just existed, completely and utterly yourself. So what the hell happened? Well, life happened. From the moment you could absorb information, the world started downloading beliefs into your brain like unwanted software updates. Your parents, teachers, that weird uncle at Thanksgiving, everyone had opinions about money, love, success, and who you should be. And here's the thing, when you're little, you don't have a spam filter. Your developing brain just accepts it all as truth. Maybe your mom learned from her mom, who learned from her mom that speaking up leads to disaster, or that money causes nothing but problems. These beliefs got passed down like cursed heirlooms. And nobody meant any harm. They were just operating on the same buggy programming. Sincero breaks down how we actually have two minds, the conscious one and the subconscious one. Your conscious mind is that chatty voice in your head, the one currently worrying about whether you left the stove on or if your hair looks weird. But here's the plot twist. That voice isn't actually in charge. The real captain of your ship is your subconscious mind. It was fully loaded and operational when you were born, running on pure instinct and feeling. And it recorded everything it experienced in childhood as absolute fact because it had zero ability to distinguish truth from nonsense. So if you grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees on repeat, or watching relationships explode into drama, your subconscious filed that away as, this is how reality works. Now your adult conscious mind is desperately trying to manifest wealth and find love, while your subconscious is hitting the brakes, genuinely believing it's protecting you from inevitable pain. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You wonder why you're not moving forward, but there's this invisible force fighting you the whole way. The first step to freedom, Sincero says, is simply becoming aware of these hidden beliefs. You can't escape a cage you don't even know you're in. So once you spot the cage, where's the key? For Sincero, the key has a name that makes a lot of people squirm, the G word. But she's quick to say you can call it whatever feels right. The universe, source energy, the mother lode, spirit, the force, yes, like Star Wars, the label doesn't matter. What matters is understanding that you're connected to this limitless, intelligent power flowing through everything. She lays out a simple framework based on the law of attraction. First, the universe is made of source energy. Second, all energy vibrates at a certain frequency, including you, your thoughts, and everything you want. Third, and this is the big one, like attracts like. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you want to jam out to your favorite station, you've got to dial into the right frequency. You can't tune into the classical station and get mad when hip-hop doesn't come through. Same deal with life. You can't vibrate at a low frequency worried, desperate, convinced you're not good enough, and expect high-frequency experiences, joy, abundance, amazing relationships to show up. The universe matches whatever vibe you're putting out. This is why when you're in a fantastic mood, good things seem to fall into your lap. And when you're in a funk, the universe feels like it's actively conspiring against you. It's not coincidence. It's reflection. To genuinely change your life, you can't just slap on some positive thoughts like a Band-Aid. You've got to raise your whole frequency. You've got to believe that what you want isn't just possible, but is already out there, waiting for you to tune in. And the best place to access this source energy? Right here, right now, in the present moment. Sincero tells this great story about being in a yoga class, getting instructed to do pigeon pose. If you've tried it, you know it can feel like your body is staging a protest. As she's folded into this uncomfortable position, her mind goes into overdrive. My hip is going to tear. I'm going to be stuck here forever. Why won't this instructor shut up? Her mind is spinning disaster scenarios about the future, completely missing what's actually happening in the present. Then, for just a moment, she lets go, she breathes, she surrenders to now. And suddenly the pain disappears, the panic fades, and she feels connected to something vast and peaceful. Then, of course, her mind kicks back in and ruins it. This is how most of us live our entire lives, she says. We're bouncing between brief moments of presence and getting completely lost in the mental chaos of past regrets and future worries. We're missing the miracle happening right in front of us. The money you want? It exists right now. The person you want to meet? They're alive right now. The life you dream about? It's available now, if you'd stop chasing mental squirrels and actually show up. Being present connects you to source energy, which raises your frequency, which attracts all the good things already waiting for you to notice them. But there's a part of you actively working to keep you out of the present moment. It thrives on fear, doubt, and keeping everything exactly as it is. Sincero gives it a perfect name, the big snooze, or BS for short. Yeah, that double meaning is intentional. Your true self, on the other hand, is your superhero self. It's connected to source energy, runs on love instead of fear, and knows you're limitless. It lives in the now and believes in miracles. The central drama of your life is this battle between your true self and the big snooze. And when you finally decide to wake up and make real changes, the big snooze absolutely loses its mind. It's like an overprotective parent who doesn't just want you to stay home. They want you living in their basement forever. The moment you try to sneak out to the amazing party that is your new life, it will do everything possible to stop you. This is why Sincero warns, when you take a bold leap forward, life often seems to fall apart before it gets better. You quit your soul-crushing job to chase your dream, and suddenly your car dies, your computer crashes, and your roof springs a leak. This isn't the universe telling you to give up. It's the big snooze creating chaos, desperately trying to scare you back into your familiar risk-free existence. Every successful person has survived this phase. Sincero shares the story of a client who quit his cushy job to start his dream company. The chaos was immediate and ridiculous. 2 flat tires, his babysitter crashed his car, a water main exploded under his kitchen, and this is not a joke, he got hit by a bus. But he didn't quit. Today he's his own boss, doing what he loves, traveling the world. The message is crystal clear. When the chaos hits, don't take it as a sign to retreat. Take it as proof you're so close to a breakthrough that the big snooze is throwing a full-blown tantrum. Keep going. Because on the other side of that chaos is a reality that actually reflects who you truly are. So how do we win this battle? How do we embrace our inner badass and quiet the big snooze? Sincero says it starts with the simplest yet most powerful act, self-love. Here's her take. We show up on earth as perfect little bundles of joy, then spend the rest of our lives learning to unlove ourselves. How absurd is that? The antidote is consciously and deliberately falling back in love with yourself. This isn't about being arrogant or conceited. Actually, those things come from lack of self-love. True self-love is a deep, unshakable connection to your highest self. It's appreciating how genuinely special you are. There will never be another person exactly like you, with your specific gifts and perspective. You are, as Sincero puts it, kind of a big deal. To cultivate this, she offers some powerful tools. First up, affirmations. Yeah, it might feel ridiculous at first, standing in front of a mirror saying, "I am brilliant, bright, and beautiful," but you're essentially rewiring your brain. You're replacing old, nasty programming with new, empowering truths. The more emotion you can feel while saying them, the more powerful they become. Second, do things you actually love. When you constantly deny yourself experiences that make you feel alive, you're telling your subconscious you're not worthy of joy. Make enjoying your life a real priority. Treat yourself like you're the most awesome person you've ever met. Third, forgive yourself. This one's huge. Every single human screws up. Dragging around guilt and self-criticism is completely pointless and keeps you vibrating at a miserable frequency. Forgiveness means giving up all hope for a better past. It's choosing to feel good now instead of punishing yourself forever for being human. And finally, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison, Sincero writes, is the fastest way to suck all the fun out of life. Your journey is uniquely yours. What other people are doing is none of your business. All that matters is whether you're pleased with what you're creating. Avoid comparison like you'd avoid food poisoning. As you start loving yourself more, something magical happens. You begin caring less about what other people think. Imagine how insanely liberating it would be to not give a single crap about anyone's opinion of you. Sincero argues this is essential for reaching your full potential. The only questions you ever need to ask yourself are, is this what I want? Is this taking me where I want to go? And will it hurt anyone else? She reminds us that what other people think of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Their opinions filter through their own beliefs, insecurities, and baggage. Two people can watch the same movie. One leaves in tears, the other demands a refund. It's not about the movie, it's about the moviegoers. Your job isn't managing their reactions. Your job is staying connected to your own truth. When you base your self-worth on outside approval, you're handing over all your power. But when you love yourself and trust your intuition, you become unstoppable. This journey of self-love and self-trust leads to one of life's biggest questions. What are you doing here? What's your unique purpose? Sincero believes every single person arrives with valuable gifts to share with the world. Your purpose is your gift, and gifts are meant to be given. When you find your calling and design your life around sharing it, that's when things get really good. You feel aligned with your highest, most powerful self. But how do you find it, especially if you feel totally lost? She offers some brilliant advice. First, be the alien. Imagine you're an alien who just swooped down and inhabited your body. Everything is fresh. You have no past baggage, no tired excuses. Looking at this life with completely new eyes, what is this person obviously awesome at? What resources and opportunities are right at their fingertips? This exercise can reveal the staggering possibilities you take for granted every day. Next, take the first right step. Instead of trying to architect the perfect grand plan, just do something. Most answers reveal themselves through doing, not thinking. Follow what feels good in the moment, and it'll lead you to an excellent life. And perhaps most importantly, follow your fantasies. What do you daydream about when you're staring out windows? Our fantasies, Sincero says, are the most revealing windows into who we are and what we find awesome. There are realities in an excuse-free world. Someone out there is living your fantasy right now, so why couldn't it be you? What if you had the audacity to pursue the most exciting thing you've ever imagined? That would be actually living. Living this way requires staying connected to that source energy we talked about earlier, and one of the most powerful connection tools? Meditation. Sincero calls it sitting still and thinking about nothing. Surprisingly simple, surprisingly hard. The goal is quieting the relentless chatter so you can connect to source and listen to your inner guidance. Even just 5 minutes daily can change your life. It brings you into the present moment, raises your frequency, relaxes you, and strengthens your intuition. It's like riding the airstream of awesomeness. Meditation helps you master your own mind. This is critical because, as Sincero puts it, your brain is your bitch. Our thoughts are our most powerful tools. It's through our thoughts that we create our realities. This means you have the power to change your reality right now simply by changing your thoughts. Most of us get this backward. We demand evidence before believing something's true. We say, when I have the money, I'll believe I'm abundant. Sincero says, flip it. Change your thinking first, and then the evidence appears. You need faith in the not yet seen. Your job isn't knowing how it's going to happen. Your job is knowing what you want and being open to receiving the how. She shares this incredible story of a client, a bartender and poet, who went to Tuscany and fell in love with a villa for sale. She had zero money, but knew in her soul it was her house. She asked the owners to take it off the market, flew home, and started asking for ideas, despite everyone calling her insane. Eventually, after many twists and turns, she figured out how to pre-sell blocks of time in the house to raise the purchase money. Today, she owns that villa. She succeeded because she believed her new reality was true, even when all evidence screamed otherwise. This brings us to a central theme, the power of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just polite manners. It's a state of being. When you're genuinely grateful, you're vibrating at a very high frequency, connecting you to source energy and putting you in prime position to manifest more good things. When you're grateful, Sincero writes, fear disappears and abundance appears. But here's where it gets really interesting. She introduces what she calls the high holy moly of manifesting, mixing unwavering faith with unwavering gratitude for things you don't yet have. It sounds bonkers, but you're essentially being grateful for your imaginary life as if it's already real. Sincero does this with parking spots. She approaches every parking search with calm certainty that the perfect spot exists and is waiting for her. And she's genuinely grateful for it before it appears. And it always does. Being grateful for the not yet manifested sends a powerful message to the universe that you know what you desire already exists, and it puts you at the right frequency to receive it. This journey requires letting go of old hurts. Enter forgiveness. Holding on to resentment, Sincero explains, is like drinking poison and waiting for your enemies to die. Forgiveness isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It's about letting yourself off. It's choosing to feel good over being right. You find compassion, release the need for an apology, and decide you'd rather be happy. Once you've cleared out the internal clutter of fear, resentment, and limiting beliefs, it's action time. This is where we separate the doers from the spewers. So many people talk endlessly about change, read all the books, attend all the seminars, but they're ultimately unwilling to get uncomfortable enough to make anything happen. Sincero's mantra is blunt. Done is better than perfect. Stop preparing. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You could get run over by an ice cream truck tomorrow. Just start. Now, she shares the story of landing her first job as a festival production coordinator, a position she was completely unqualified for. She fudged her resume, marched into the interview, and got the job. That night she lay awake terrified, realizing what she'd done. But instead of quitting, she decided to rise to the occasion and do whatever it took to succeed. And she nailed it. So often when we claim we're unqualified, what we're really saying is we're too scared to try. If you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If you're not, you'll find an excuse. The final piece of the puzzle is one of the toughest: surrender. Imagine spotting the most beautiful butterfly in the world. You become obsessed. You must have it. You grab a net and chase it relentlessly around the garden for hours, only to scare it away every time. It's only when you stop trying so desperately, relax, and surrender your desire to the universe that the butterfly calmly lands on your nose. Surrender isn't giving up. It's letting go energetically. It's releasing your death grip on the outcome and creating space for what you want to come to you. It's about allowing, not forcing. Your faith in the universe must be stronger than your fear of not getting what you want. You get clear on what you want, take joyful action, stay in gratitude, and then you let it go. You free fall backward into the unknown, trusting the universe will catch you. In the end, all these principles, self-love, gratitude, decision, action, surrender, are about one thing: giving yourself permission to be who you truly are. To pursue your dreams believing anything is possible. To stop denying yourself the life you want because you're worried you're not good enough, or that people will judge you. As Sincero beautifully concludes, you are here for a reason. You're here to shine your light onto this world. A world that, she reminds us, literally depends on light to survive. You are powerful, you are loved, you are surrounded by miracles. And you are a badass. What a ride! Reading You Are a Badass is like getting a pep talk from your coolest, funniest, wisest friend. The one who isn't afraid to call you out on your nonsense, but does it with so much love, you can't help but listen. The genius of Jen Sincero's work isn't that she invented groundbreaking spiritual theories. The concepts she explores, law of attraction, power of thought, importance of self-love, have been around forever. Her magic is in the delivery. She takes these profound, often intimidating ideas and serves them up with hilarious stories, sharp wit, and a refreshing dose of profanity. She makes enlightenment feel accessible, like something you could achieve between morning coffee and your afternoon commute. The most powerful lesson for me is the big snooze. It's such a perfect metaphor for the subtle, insidious ways we sabotage our own happiness. We think our struggles are unique and complicated, but Sincero simplifies it. She holds up a mirror and says, "See that? That's just your fear, dressed up fancy, trying to keep you small." By naming it, she demystifies it. She turns the monster under the bed into a grumpy roommate you can learn to ignore. And her emphasis on decision over wanting is a critical distinction. We can spend entire lives wanting things, to be healthier, wealthier, happier. But wanting is passive. It can be done from the couch. Deciding, on the other hand, is an act of power. It's a commitment. It's when you finally tell the universe and yourself that you're no longer available for a life less than the one you're meant to live. If you're going to take anything from our time together today, let it be these 3 simple actions. First, identify just one of your stories. Just one limiting belief you tell yourself, maybe without realizing it. I'm not creative. I'm terrible with money. I'll never find the right partner. Just notice it. Acknowledge it. See it for what it is, a story, not a fact. Second, create a replacement. One simple, powerful affirmation to counter that story. If your story is, "I'm not good enough," try, "I am one with the universe. The universe is awesome, and so am I." Say it. Feel it. Let it start rewiring your brain. And third, do one thing this week that you love, just for the joy of it. Not because it's productive or because you should, but simply because it makes you feel alive. It's a small act, but it's a powerful declaration of self-love. That was a summary of You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. We've journeyed through the core ideas today. But here's the truth. A summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure comes from walking the path yourself. The magic happens in those quiet reading moments when a particular story or simple phrase connects with you in an unexpected way. This podcast is designed to help you decide if this book deserves your time. If anything we've talked about has sparked something inside you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's an experience that can genuinely change how you see yourself and the world. You can find a link in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable, please take a moment to like this episode and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next journey into another life-changing book from the billionaire's bookshelf. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep growing together.